Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be doing my wrap up for music, movies, and TV shows for the month of April. So April was a big month in terms of media. Basically, at the beginning of the month we had part 2 of the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina come out, and then towards the end of April we had a new Taylor Swift song, we had Endgame. So it's just very big in terms of just kind of multimedia. So yeah, I have a lot to talk about, so without further ado, let's get started. So starting out with music, I first have kind of the songs here, as you can see, but basically there was just a lot of good songs coming out. I really, when I was younger, I liked the Jonas Brothers, but I wasn't obsessed with them. I really liked Burning Up, that was my favorite song of theirs, but yeah, I really like Sucker. I don't know why, it's just really catchy, and I've been that's my song when I go to the gym. I'll come on and I'll just be on the elliptical going. But I really like it actually, and obviously I really have to talk about Me by Taylor Swift. I really like it actually. It's very catchy and it has a very good melody to it. So I'm very interested to see kind of how her 7th album sounds, because all of her kind of lead singles basically since Red have been kind of misleading in terms of how the general sound of the album is. If you look what you made me do compares to the rest of the album, it's very different. So I'm very interested to see kind of how this pans out, and like I said, I'm a huge Swiftie, so I was really excited for it, and the music video is a lot of fun, and I've been kind of going through it, trying to see kind of the little hidden things there, so the Easter eggs, which was really fun when the music video came out. And then I was pleasantly surprised by James T.W.'s Chapters album, which came out also on the 26th, which is just a big day. But I really like My Somebody, You and Me, and If I Didn't Tell You, I think are really good songs. I really like this album overall, so if you're into kind of mellow music, really check this album out. It is really, really good. And then From One Heart to Another by Maddie and Tay, which also came out on the 26th. It's really good as well. I really like Die From a Broken Heart, and this one's kind of a follow-up to this one as well. So kind of moving on to TV shows, I already talked about The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 2. I love Part 2. I like Part 2 way more than Part 1, and I really loved Part 1. So I love it. I really love how everything, even within Part 1, came full circle. Minor things that you think are oh, okay, play a big role in kind of Part 2, and I like kind of how it kind of left on a good cliffhanger, so I'm very interested to see how Part 3 and Part 4 play out. But I really loved the character development in here. Of course I love Sabrina, and I think my favorite characters are Sabrina, Madam Satan, and Zelda, I think, are probably my favorite characters. So yeah, I've been recruiting my sister to watch this show, because it has a very good feminist underlining tones in here and themes, and she's really into that stuff. So this summer I'm gonna watch it with her, so I'm really excited about that. And then we finally gotten into Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's kind of the same thing that I experienced with The Office or Parks and Rec, where it takes a while for you to get invested in the show, because these shows are very much character driven. But once you kind of get into the characters and all that, I really love it. So we are just in the beginning of season 4, and I really like it. This will be a good summer show, and then we can be caught up with the current season, which will be nice as well. But I really like it. I think my favorite characters are Gina, Boyle, and Holt. They're probably my favorites of there. But yeah, I really like this show. And lastly, kind of a show that ended, at least right now it's this season, I don't know if it's the series, was Madam Secretary. I'm really interested to see if the show does get renewed, kind of how this new storyline with Elizabeth running for president, I think, will be really interesting. It's very eerily kind of parallels our current political climate, and things that are issues kind of in today's world, kind of just how they air, there'll be something going on and then they air maybe a week or two afterwards. So it's kind of eerie in predicting kind of these current day problems, but I really like this show. It's really good. You can watch the like basically up until like I think the current season probably will be up soon on Netflix. It's a really good show, so I'm really interested to see if it does get renewed, how it kind of plans out with Elizabeth running for president. I think will be really interesting. But yeah, that's kind of it for TV shows, so let's head on to movies. Alrighty everyone, so as always you can follow me as LexieDM14 on Letterboxd, so let's go ahead and get started. So I watched I had a goal. I wanted to watch all of the Marvel movies before Endgame, but I kind of failed at that. So that's why there's a lot of Marvel movies. But starting out the month, I ended up watching Iron Man 2. This is like my least favorite out of the kind of like Iron Man trilogy. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I like it, but it's not my favorite. I feel like the villain is not... I don't know, I just don't like the acting for the villain, so he's not, like, I don't know, he's not my favorite. But yeah, so that's why I gave that one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's still, like, they're still fun movies to watch, but it's just not my favorite. On the 12th, I ended up watching the Avengers. I prefer, like, Age of Ultron over the original Avengers. I really like the first one, how it's setting everything up. It still has a lot of funny moments, but it's not my favorite, so I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really do like it, but out of like the Avengers movies, I really like Age of Ultron. But yeah, I still like that one. On the 23rd, I ended up watching Iron Man 3, and this was actually my first time seeing this one. I remember like seeing bits and pieces of it, and I think I fell asleep during one time, but I was really, really sick when we watched it as a family. But this one is my favorite out of the whole like Iron Man trilogy. I really like how they kind of handle Tony's struggle with kind of his PTSD, and I really liked kind of that side to it. So I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed this one. And then the mother load on the 27th, me and my brother ended up going to see Endgame, and it was amazing. Like, honestly, 5 out of 5 stars, so good. It didn't feel like a 3-hour movie. It was really good. I'm not going to do any spoilers, so don't worry. But yeah, it was really good. It was funny being in a theater with a bunch of crying men. I didn't cry, but there were points where my heart rate, I actually looked down at my Fitbit and my heart rate was like 115, so I was really invested in it. Maybe not as emotionally as some of the other people there, but it was really, really good. I thought they did a really good job at intertwining all of the films into here, all the different storylines. It was very well done. So the hype, like, it lives up to the hype, so I was really happy about that. And I saw it with my brother too, so it was nice. I got to kind of experience that with him. And then on the 28th, me and my brother just had like a veg day, and so we just hung out and watched like TV all day. We watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and then he wanted to watch Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and it's really funny. I saw this like in theater, like at the theater at my school, for free. Like they do like a free movie night on like Friday, so I went to go see it, and I wasn't expecting much. Like, I heard good things about it, but I was like, oh, you know, it's probably like okay, but it's actually like pretty good. It's really funny. I really like it. I know that they're making a sequel, so I'm very interested to see kind of how that plays out. But yeah, I still really like this one. I've seen this one maybe 3 or 4 times now, and I still laugh at all the parts, so that's how you know it's a really good film. But yeah, those were kind of it for all the movies that I watched. I do want to continue watching the kind of Marvel movies in order. So I was like halfway or like a quarter of the way through the Winter Soldier, but I fell asleep. So yeah, definitely into May. I'll kind of work up my way watching these films, but yeah, it was a very big Marvel month. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what some of your favorite new releases were this month and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.